So hello everyone and welcome back to the mini interview series we are doing from the data platform Women in Tech group with the amazing women speakers at the SQLBits conference. This conference is happening at Wales between the dates of March 17th and 18th. If you're looking for a good data conference to attend and learn from, this would be a good choice. There are options to attend both virtually as well as in person. The speaker we are talking to today, her name is Linda Torrång from Sweden, and she's going to be there in person, right, Linda?
Yeah, I am.
Great. So she has two sessions. One is +5 wisdom, learn to ask better questions to solve the right problems. And the second is multitasking for mortals, how to stop multitasking and start getting things done. I could certainly use that. All right. Our sponsor for today is SQL Taylor Consulting. Joe Fleming donates $20 to Girls Who Code for every guest we have here on the show. And he is a good resource for your remote DBA needs. Thank you for doing this. All right, let's get started.
Hi, Linda. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So I love the +5 wisdom as like a gamer. That's a catchy title that makes me go, oh, I get that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, and it's very good for the theme this year. So
Absolutely, yes. So tell us a little bit about that session.
That session is very much about the requirement phase of every project you get into. It's not often that get prioritized as much as it should do, but we should keep that more focused and get that more time to actually make the requirements better, to do the projects better, and to reach the right goal and not do the wrong things in every project. Because, well, it happens, and it happens a lot. So we need to do better things.
And it happened just now because I'm supposed to ask you first to tell us a little bit about yourself before we start talking about your sessions. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself first?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, well, I'm Linda Torrång and I live in Sweden, but since of the beginning of this year, I have been working for DataMasterminds out of Holland. And I've only been working with tech for 3 years now. Prior to that, I was a journalist and in retail. And well, this field of work really gets me to combine my curiosity and level of learning and speed of evolvement. I love it. I just love it. This is really where I belong. So
it's
yeah,
great stuff.
3 years, but it feels long.
It is. And you know, it's like we were talking before, it's you get those different perspectives from people that come to tech from a completely different background that, you know, for journalism. And I'm sure you read some of the technical documentation that some of the IT people write. You're just like, oh my God, this is just horrible. But you don't want to get stuck doing the documentation all the time, but just that fresh eye and how to present it in a better way that's easier to consume, or, you know, just be able to contribute in an outsider view. As an insider.
Yeah, and I'm probably one of the few person who doesn't mind doing the documentation bit, because I really do think it's important and I like to do it.
Absolutely important. Yes.
I cannot say enough about how many tech firms I've been in who don't give it the degree of importance that it really needs.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. Most people, especially most men, I hate to say, consider it boring. And they want to constantly the stuff that's interesting to them. And, you know, hey, work is a combination of things. And, you know, you have to do what's boring along with something that is cool. And it's like it gets thrown by the side because people find it boring.
Yeah, I think both male and female find it boring, but I think everyone wants the finished product, but no one wants to get there and do the work for it. So, well, sometimes you just have to dig down and do it.
But as consultants, that's part of what's required for, fulfilling the contract and turning over to the client here's what we did, here's how it works, this is what you do. And building that documentation is fundamental to making sure that there's a successful transition between the client and the consultant for whatever it is that you've done.
And making it readable for them to really
Yes.
understand what we actually have done for them.
Yes. And even internally, we have some documentation that I'm just like, I've never worked with this product before. And, I'm an IT person, but I still need, this thing for dummies version of the documentation written. I need checklists. I need pictures of this is what it looks like if it happens successfully. Just because I'm an IT professional doesn't know I'm going to know how to do this whole thing with these vague instructions.
Yeah, no, that's something we learn every day, to try to read between the lines of many documentations, try to learn us. So yeah.
And the other day, yesterday, I had given somebody some instructions that I had written. And as we were going through what I would written with them, I was like, oh, I need to add this thing and I need to add this other thing, because you forget, I installed that ODBC driver before it worked. And if you don't install the ODBC driver, it's not going to work. So now that's, a little prerequisite section. Make sure you install the ODBC driver.
That's why you need to write a bit all the way you go.
Yes, exactly.
Every time you do something, because you forget so fast.
And sometimes you do something and you don't realize that that's going to be a critical thing until you go to do it the second time. And you're like, oh, that's right, I had to do that thing. So
you should try to build it all at once again and see what actually was needed.
Yep, exactly. That's why checklists are so great, because So who would be a great audience for your first session, the +5 wisdom that we were talking about before?
Right.
Actually, almost everyone in tech. We are not trained to ask questions right, to get the answers that's needed. That's something we have to learn by doing. And as quite a few projects actually derail and do the wrong things, it's obvious that many people need to learn this. So come listen, take some to heart, and just do a little bit better in the beginning of a project, which will probably give you more success in the ending.
My favorite thing is ask why 5 times. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Really do that. It's just not a saying, do that.
Yes, absolutely do it. Why do you do that? Why do you do that next thing? And really dig into, getting down to the root of the problem, which is, there's some Excel sheet somewhere that has these words on it that we have. It's usually something that is very solvable without a big amount of effort, but you just have to take the time to dig down to figure out what is the actual issue.
And I also think since we often talk to the business side of things, we have to be able to translate our questions into a non-technical language to actually make them understand what we're asking for. Because otherwise we're just talking tech lingo and no one understands us and we're getting nowhere.
And I'm sure that's something in journalism school you had to learn, was interviewing techniques and those types of things.
And a lot of it is like, open up with really open questions, broad questions, let them set the picture and then narrow it down to get where you need to get. So we're gonna use a lot of interview techniques in this session.
Great.
It'll be fun.
I think that's going to be very necessary for a lot of people.
That sounds like an awesome session.
Come listen.
I will.
What about the second one? The second
well, the second one is about context switching. Prior to working at DataMasterminds, I worked as a consultant, and we have a lot of projects going on at once, and you need to context switch every day. And even if it's not just work, it could be your private life or everything. You can't just go about thinking that your brain can handle this without having some sort of management or strategy for it. You kind of need to nail down a strategy to work in the long term with this and to really do a focused and good job. Because with the context switching, we're losing a lot of focus. That's just not good for us.
I think there's studies that say that if somebody interrupts your concentration on something, that it takes like 20 minutes to refocus back and get back to the spot that you were in just from
and
that
that times a couple of, and doing that sometimes a day, that's a lot of minutes.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
no. And I'm not the best at context switching, but I'm trying to learn like what I have learned and try to learn others to do the same.
Well, that sounds awesome.
I hope it will be.
So you said earlier this is your second BITS. Did you speak at the last one as well?
I did.
Oh, nice.
I just started speaking in October 2021 on New Stars of Data.
Oh, okay.
And after that, my mentor and colleague, Alexander Arvidsson, kind of tricked me to apply to SQLBits. I really didn't know what that conference was or how big it was. So I applied and I got submitted. Yeah, I got picked. And well, when I arrived there, I realized what it was, and I totally panicked.
I would too.
Yeah, but I mean, the community there was excellent. Everyone is so awesome. So I obviously applied this year too and liked it. So I'm back again. But yeah, this is really an awesome venue to do sessions at.
I missed the call for speakers, and then all of my speaker friends were talking about how they were going, and I was super sad. So I just decided to come. So this is the first conference I'm coming to for in years that I haven't spoken. I'm just going as an attendee. So
that's
I'm
actually
really
awesome. Just going.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm going to be virtual.
Oh yeah.
Virtual.
I haven't
along the same.
that yet.
Given me 2 20-minute sessions.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to all of the sessions. I've got like a schedule that I've started to put together of which things I want to go to, and
those are the hardest. You can never pick.
I know.
It's always 5 things you want to listen at once.
So are you planning on being there for the party?
I am kind of disappointed at myself for not bringing an awesome costume, because I played a lot of Dungeons and Dragons growing up. So this theme is very close to my heart. But I really didn't manage a costume, so I just bought this lame t-shirt. So yeah.
Lame t-shirts work. We will all laugh. Yeah. It'll be fine.
I hope so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm excited. I'm for the party, I guess the quiz night.
Yeah.
Yep. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and just seeing all the people that you almost always just see virtually, going to be really good.
Yes, it is. Well, I can't wait to see you in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's close now. So yeah.
Have Hopefully fun. You're all ready for your session.
Just about. So yeah, okay. It should be good.
Well, we'll see you there then. Thanks.
Thank you, Linda.
Yeah. Thank
you.
Bye.